Weeping statues, moving religious artifacts, and other seemingly miraculous occurrences are often met with skepticism from scientists and religious authorities, where there are a few cases that even they can't explain. We're going to tell you about one of them today. What would you do if you saw a statue of the Virgin Mary crying blood? Would you take it as a sign from God, or chalk it up to some clever special effect? Well, when this actually happened in Italy in 1995, the Vatican sent an official investigation team to check it out. They concluded that there was no trickery involved, but they couldn't explain what really happened either. So the mystery remains unsolved to this day. The statue is located in the Italian city of Civitavecchia, which sits about 50 miles north of Rome. It had been there for at least 100 years, sitting in the church of San Francesco, looking out over the piazza and the sea. The statue, which is made of marble, depicts the Virgin Mary in her traditional blue robes holding Jesus Christ in her arms. Nothing particularly remarkable, except that, according to local legend, she sometimes weeps. Now, weeping statues aren't all that unusual in Italy, or, in fact, all over the world. Most of them are of Jesus, and most of the time they're made of terracotta or plaster, which makes it a lot easier to fake tears than with a solid marble statue. Nevertheless, there have been many famous cases of weeping statues throughout history, usually attributed to divine intervention or, on the more cynical side, to a desperate need for donations or, just general hucksterism. So it's not surprising that when the people of Civitavecchia reported that their marble Madonna was crying, the Vatican dispatched a team to investigate. The incident occurred during the early morning Mass on April 13, 1995. Father Franco Codolesi was the only priest in the church at the time, and he was in the middle of delivering his homily. According to his testimony later that day, as he was talking about the resurrection, he heard a strange noise. He turned to see where the sound had come from and saw that the statue was moving. When he rushed over to investigate, he saw that the right hand of the Virgin Mary was shaking. Then he saw what he described as a drop of blood coming out of her left eye. At first, he thought it was a red drop of paint that had fallen off the statue. But then he realized the drop was changing shape and color, and it looked like a real human eye. Father Cotlasa immediately stopped the service and closed the church for the rest of the day. Word spread quickly through the town, and soon thousands of people had gathered outside the church, eager to get a glimpse of the weeping Madonna. When the church opened that evening for a special service, 8,000 people showed up. By the next day, the news had reached Rome, and journalists and television crews were on their way. According to witnesses, the statue continued to shake and move over the course of the next few days. On April 16th, another priest filmed what appeared to be a teardrop falling from the statue's left eye into her open palm. Other witnesses claimed to have seen the statue move on its own and even change expression. Some said the smell of blood hung heavy in the air around the statue, while others claimed they saw steam rising from the church floor. To make matters even stranger, according to Father Codolesi, a woman who had come to pray at the statue was suddenly cured of a rare and serious blood disease. Her cure, coupled with the moving statue, caused an explosion of media attention. Soon, the church was filled to capacity with people praying, crying, and donating money. And as all this was happening, the Vatican was sending 2 official investigators to the scene, Father Benoni Sempelli and Father Vincenzo Bunamo. When they arrived, they interviewed Father Codolesi and other witnesses, examined the statue itself, and watched the videotape taken by the other priest. They concluded that everything was above board. There was no elaborate mechanism inside the statue and no trickery involved. They also noted that the marble did not appear to have been recently carved, as it would have been if the statue had been hollowed out at some point. But despite having no explanation for what they were seeing, the priests declared the statue a miracle. The Vatican has never officially commented on the case, but the statue remains in the church where it is said to have moved and wept almost 30 years ago. And people still report seeing the steam rising from the floor around it. It may just be a statue, or it may be a modern-day miracle. What do you think? Let us know your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like these.